We have this great vision to become the leading company in humanoid robotics all over the world.
I think I've put 17 robots into the market now. I have never seen a first integration go smoothly. So yeah, realistically, something is going to go wrong. Something always goes wrong.
All kinds of funny little problems are definitely going to happen.
Well, the arms are late again, so that's a problem. So that is making me nervous.
I lost the power, the computer died.
This entire thing is dead. See the number of cables hanging from this office building that we've turned into a robotics lab. We knew we were going to pop a circuit breaker.
At times felt like it would be impossible to deliver on such an aggressive schedule.
If we miss our mark, and then immediately there are delays that cascade across the company.
I feel a huge sense of responsibility. It's the hardest I've ever worked in my career.
This team will not stop. They just keep going.
There's a vision. It struck a real chord with me. Robotics can impact the world.
I saw some of the names that were coming in to the project, and I thought this is an incredible opportunity.
We achieved every minimum deliverable, and then we reached for the stars.
The robot has turned out fantastic and is exceeding my expectations in pretty much every dimension.
Oh, you notice? Oh, you noticed. What I got for you?
Robotic prosthetic devices was my start. Snake robots, flying fish robots, fire ant swarms, drone swarms, underwater robots to hunt and capture the invasive lionfish, flapping wing ornithopter drones. I've worked on home care robots like Roomba and Brava, and some of the bomb defusal robots for my robot as well. Autonomous driving, robots that construct houses and homes. I'm missing 3 at least. Anyway, and then recently it's been very focused on humanoids.
If you had asked me a few years ago, I would have told you humanoids are like an interesting research project, but they really have no path towards being able to do useful work in the real world. But over the past few years, a lot of the technology has changed to now make that possible.
The AI advancements in the field of robotics controls have completely changed the landscape of robotics for everyone and made these new advanced behaviors accessible to a wide range of companies, a wide range of applications.
All of the technological advances that we've seen for mostly autonomous driving and AI have been the 2 really big ones last 3 to 5 years, are directly applicable to humanoids.
Now that they can do useful things, the supply chain will grow, the AI technology is going to continue to advance, and these robots are going to get more and more capable.
A humanoid robot in general is one that is intended to solve human-shaped problems. If a person is at risk because it is a dangerous task or a dirty task or health problems, or if it's extremely dull, just something that humans shouldn't do for the mental anguish of the thing, those are prime things to throw a humanoid robot at. It's not necessarily that it needs legs, or it needs hands, 5-finger hands, or that it needs, 2 eyes in the front of its head. But it's that the problems it's tackling are ones that are currently human-shaped.
What Humanoid is doing is basically straight shot to commercialization. We're building a wheel-based humanoid system that we'll deploy in industrial and manufacturing settings because there's immense labor shortages and the technology is there today to be able to accomplish those tasks. This is our alpha prototype, and beta is what comes next year, our production intent system. Longer term, we want to go into service and ultimately into homes to help people in their daily lives and take away all the drudgery of normal everyday life.
The whole concept of what the product is supposed to be doing, or what customers are supposed to be engaging with, or how the product even moves or manipulates, all of these concepts were very vague in the beginning. We managed to make this crystal clear in order for us to get from concept to prototype and later on to product.
It's got a humanoid form. There's a head, there's 2 arms. Instead of having hands, it has parallel jaw grippers, and it's a wheel-based system to start. our bipedal robot with 2 legs. It's going to come online in October, just a few months behind the wheelbase system. So think a wheelbase with a humanoid-looking torso with arms and a head full of sensors so that it's able to sense the world around it and then perform manipulation tasks in the real world, picking things up, moving totes, sorting items, and so forth.
I'm part of the HEAD subsystem team, a relatively small team, about 4 of us here in London. For me, Humanoid and coming here was a lot about the people and the team that Humanoid was putting together. I saw sort of some of the names that were coming in to the project, and I thought this is an incredible opportunity.
So it was a combination of incredible people, a clearly passionate founder and backer in Artem, and the technology being right, and the people who are there, the technical leadership to bring it to bear.
I've got to be careful not to get too emotional, but like when my mum was quite sick about 2-3 years ago, and round about the time I was just kind of getting over her passing, I got a call from the guys here. And the way they sold the company to me was like, look, there's a vision and robotics can impact the world. And it struck a chord in me that, it might not be 2 years away, 3 years away, but if robotics could have helped my mum in hospital, then I think that's me contributing back to the world. It struck a real chord with me. The design team was here before the engineers were fully formed. It was a good time to create the concept work so that when the engineers did arrive, we had a fully formed picture. One of the very first things we discovered was like, okay, we want to be comfortable around robots, right? Everyone looks at sci-fi films, Terminator, whatever. There's so much anxiety, but we knew first things first, if you have proportions of a human and it's not this hulking beast, then that's a good foundation.
When you interact with a humanoid robot, head is a natural place that you want to do that. At the same time, you want to avoid that uncanny valley, to avoid trying to exactly replicate a human face on it. So we've aimed for this sort of simplified head where it's still very much head shape and proportion, but we've not got eyes, right, that are going to be slightly disconcerting for anyone interacting.
It still feels like a robot, but it's got a sense of familiarity to a human. And that's what led on to the clothing. It's not lying to anyone, it's not trying to look like a human, but the fact it can wear a uniform means if it goes into a factory, the person who's been working in a factory for 20 years isn't suddenly appalled by this monster. They kind of look at it and go, oh, it's, oh wow, it's a colleague. Compared to plastic and metal, it's way lighter. It's really complicated to send parts around the world. But with clothing and fabric, you can flat pack it. We can completely match our robot to the customer's identity. We've done quite a few where we've looked at a typical worker who's working on the assembly line, and we've copy-pasted that onto the robot.
You guys know the head somewhere?
Welcome everybody to the first core platform team meeting ahead of our big push in Boston to build all our robots.
Most of the electronic architecture of the robot has been kind of designed in Boston. So they're doing the initial plumbing together of the very basic computer, the sort of brains of the robot, and then they need the rest of the engineers to fly over and build stuff around the brain. We're going to be traveling out to Boston very soon to integrate our head into the rest of the core platform. Sort of some great just-in-time manufacturing where everything's going to come together. It's going to be great.
Let's set our expectations together now. This next couple of weeks is not going to go smooth. Every time we do a new technical integration, we're going to find a new problem. So we'll go through those challenges. We'll set a work plan for the day where everybody in the room has a clear goal for what they want to accomplish that day.
My job will be to make things talk to each other, make sensors work with the brains, and get it all to start moving. And then we'll ship it back over here. And I'm excited. I've never traveled with work before.
The teams have been going all out, faster than any team I've ever been a part of to design this, and honestly, it looks awesome.
The nerd inside me is very excited to go and work alongside some of the best people in the world.
Literally this morning, a bright orange Pelican case with a head, and it has arrived in Boston ahead of us. So that they've got the fully complete head with the neck. It's going to be really exciting the moment we get to attach it to the torso, again with the teams we've worked so hard with. My suitcase is literally right by my desk. I will be heading out there this afternoon.
I think I've put 17 robots into the market now. I have never seen a first integration go smoothly. So yeah, I mean, realistically, something is going to go wrong. Something always goes wrong.
The team has now come together in Boston to execute the build of our very first prototype. So we finished the designs in London, Vancouver, and Boston roughly the same time. We order all of our fabricated components, and this effort now is about finally putting it all together for the first time.
And we're gonna get the scales here, so we'll weigh the linkage as well. Then we can update the URDFs. Yeah, Randall's on that. If we get this done, we're in such a good spot today.
That's a really important one, yeah.
We're building 3 robots here in Boston. Robot 1 will stay here forever and become a development robot for our controls team here. The other 2 robots, though, are our main robots to ship to London. So those are actually our priority.
We're putting together the Humanoid E01. So this is our wheeled base robot, and this is after less than 6 months of design by probably the world's most impressive robotics team that I've ever seen, certainly I've ever been a part of, and I've been a part of quite a few.
What's in the office now is a mishmash of people from all the locations with different disciplines in mind and different goals. The mechanical team that designed all the mechanical systems within the robot, the electrical team designed all of the printed circuit boards, custom electronics, all of the data networks and compute systems, the software team who's working really hard to pull that all together into a actual functioning system. There's a behavior development controls group which is trying to make the robot actually act out meaningful behaviors in the world. And then there's an integration and test team which is based in London.
We knew people from London and Vancouver were going to be coming here last week and this week, and we knew that it was going to be chaos, but it's fun chaos.
In Vancouver, we develop actuator, and also we can design the arms and legs, because arms and legs are parts around the actuators. If you look at the humanoid as a one system, torso, arms, legs, everything works together to move the hand somewhere to do something.
The 2 arms will sit here.
Okay.
That is very great. And the crew is enjoying the dinner.
I'm pretty happy and also confident about the arms that we developed here. We did a lot of stress tests, load tests on each part, each cable, each actuator. We are pretty confident that we can get a good result.
So the team is very busy assembling and finishing and packaging the arm.
Hey Boston, we're gonna unpack this, go through the process.
For the first arm that we shipped to Boston, we couldn't expect that it will start in custom. We didn't know that it will not meet the deadline and also the timeline. And we didn't know where is it. We didn't know that it's in a custom build process or even in another cities.
Well, the arms are late again, so that's a problem. So that is making me nervous.
The delay in the arms is a huge deal. We've got to try to push them through customs. Or we could decouple that by keeping one of the 3 robots here, which is the plan anyway, and shipping the robots, running the risk of finding some problem. And maybe we'll solve that problem, but they would have to duplicate the solution on their own in London, which might not be that big a deal because we'll just fly to London and help, but we'll have to figure it all out.
All right, everybody, time for stand up. A lot to do today, very exciting stuff. So if we miss our mark, work and we don't get our MVP, our shipping at least one robot by Friday, then immediately there are delays that cascade across the company. And these are delays for our product team who are actually trying to get our robots into the real world. These are delays for our software team who are trying to develop those skills for the real world. These are delays even for our manufacturing of more of these robots. Like, it is all lined up. And the window of opportunity, of flexibility, is very small.
I lost the power everything. Your computer died. Oh my god! Also,
This entire thing is dead. And the one over there is also dead. So we need to call facilities and try to flip the breaker back. See the number of cables hanging from this office building that we've turned into a robotics lab. We knew we were going to eventually pop a circuit breaker. So the bet was whoever pops a breaker first has to take a shot of this really disgusting smelling alcohol we have. And so I've just popped 2 breakers and now I'm up for 2 shots.
We now have like the best people from basically every company. We've got Tesla folks, tons of BD folks. It's crazy. This team will not stop. Like, they just keep going, and oftentimes I will be at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and I'll know from looking around and feeling the energy, and I'll just start buying dinner.
I feel a huge sense of responsibility to the other locations to sort of hold up our end in Boston. All kinds of funny little problems are definitely going to happen. It's a lot of pressure.
Today is a huge day. I mean, last night people were here past 9, the night before people were here past 9, but the robot is now exhibiting more behaviors than we ever expected. It is easier to use, it is moving very cleanly and smoothly. It's a huge win, which kind of means today we get to sort of push it. All right, so on the left is where all of our cables and PCBA work is going on actively as well. On the right is much of our software development. And then over here, right in front of me, that is torso number 3, getting assembled right there. And that's linkage, base linkage, and wheeled base 3. You know many of these faces.
Every day, the London team's been working, so we've got these really long work days when you start to incorporate the fact that all these offices are in different time zones, and it's really working for us.
The core platform is where we pull things together, so this last 2 weeks has been an integration effort, and that's where the challenge is. When you take these disparate parts, we designed components of the system here in Boston, in London, and also in Vancouver, and then when it all comes together, we try to define the interfaces early and design around them, and we've had teammates from across the 3 locations working together. It's gone really, actually, better than I expected. It's gone really well.
Good job, team. Much to do, but we're so close. See y'all soon, and we'll send tons more videos today, and we'll definitely put a huge message out when the arms arrive and a huge message out when we crate.
Yeah.
So.
Thanks, guys. See you in a couple weeks.
So what you guys saw today was the fully assembled robot actually standing with the dual linkage, everything going. And that was like, okay, it moves, we can control it, nothing blew up, no red lights, no horrible sounds. This will work.
Holy crap.
And remember, plus arms.
We have done a full checkout now. We did a sequence of poses. We've done head integration. We've streamed video from all the cameras. Right now we're chasing down one last bug for wheel-based control so we can roll it onto the crate and start packing it up. And other than that, we're basically ready to pack.
Wow!
I wanted to go through those poses because the base is supporting all the weight. So when it's fully stretched, I want to make sure that the base is stable. And I wanted to show everyone that these are possible range of motion.
This is really going to be the closest this thing looks to real until London.
When the robot ships to London, that will be an amazing accomplishment for everybody in all 3 locations. Personally, it will be a conclusion to, I think, the hardest I've ever worked in my career.
This robot is being packed today, but actually leaving the States on Monday. It should be with us in the UK. All customs go well on Thursday.
Boston was an absolute blast. We achieved every minimum deliverable in the first week, and then we reached for the stars.
The team from London has been a huge influence in the team, a huge amount of just engineering horsepower that have attacked the problems, really dug in. When the Boston team delivers these robots to London, I have confidence now that team is equipped to handle whatever problems that they find.
When the robot came out of the box, bring up and reassembly after shipping was an hour, maybe 2 hours. And it was back to doing those same full set of capabilities, every single thing going at the same time, full success in the same day, showing how mature the thing that came out of Boston really was. And that is just incredible. If the arms had shown up, that's the only thing I could have been happier.
Finally, we got arms in London, safe and fully functional. And also, Boston team sent a technician here. We integrated the arms to the torso. Right now, it's working properly, very nicely with the rest of the system.
And now that the London team has this robot, it is really up to them to take us from everything is feature complete, functionally capable, to we are now actually doing something with it. So that's training, creating policies, testing, and actually having the robot do real work. It's a massive amount of work, and it's on London now.
I'm extremely excited to share this prototype. This is probably the most beautiful prototype I've ever seen, and significantly more capable than I had expected at the outset. Typically, you've got robots that are like very kind of just mishmashed together, but this is not only a very capable prototype, but it's also a very aesthetic prototype as well.
This is just the beginning for us, but we already have done a lot of market validation. We already have done a lot of proof of concept projects for a company at our stage. Next month, we're starting to use our alpha prototypes into proof of concept projects with real customers, and we're gonna get the market validation and the experience that we need to iterate.
It will have to do real work in front of external parties who are not roboticists, who has not seen what we've been doing, who might not understand the speed or the challenge that we've taken on. And they need to look at it and say, I represent some massive company who has a need, and I need you to do this task for me. Does it work? Yes, no. I mean, it just ramps everything up to 11.
I personally feel incredibly proud. We managed to pull all our resources together, to pull all the expertise that we've had and make this dream happen. So definitely very proud.
The shift is now moving from hardware to software and AI teams. So there's a new sprint over the next 6 weeks to be able to develop the AI capabilities using this fantastic hardware to be able to perform tote handling and machine feeding use cases. So this is an extremely aggressive timeline, a new challenge for the team to meet to show that our hardware and our software and AI can work in the real world.